Hi there, Gemini. Welcome back. Guys, I have some really good news. We have a donation of $10 going toward the blind man's basket. Ashley Crosscup donated $10. So we have $10 from Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Also, the ad revenue from the videos with the stars have jumped up, so it is actually working, guys. Watching the ads is really helping a lot. We have jumped up from $2.99 yesterday. Today it was $13.39. So we now have $23.39. All right. Teamwork is making the dream work. That's for sure. All right, guys, let's get into this. Thank you, guys, and thank you for everybody who's participating. Remember to comment and watch the ads, and that will help us get through this little fundraiser quickly. All right. This is for Gemini. Gemini, the first card out we have is the Sun card, which is beautiful. That is the happiest card in the deck. You can't get any better than that. That is for sure. Let's see what is going on. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for Gemini. And bless all the Geminis that are participating in our fundraiser for that man that needs a basket. Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here for Gemini, please, and thank you. Gemini, you've done some healing. I'm going to start verifying in a second. You're doing some healing, and it looks like you're happy. But it doesn't look like everybody's happy around you. It seems to be a return of something. Okay. Alright, Spirit, give us a clear, concise message here. What is this about the Nine of Wands? You're standing your ground against somebody. Ooh, it might be against family. Like you're having to stand your ground against family. And what's funny is I'm seeing you being very happy about this situation. Like you're happy about standing up against them. Maybe this is something new to you. Maybe this is something that you've never done before. I feel like you're letting go of regrets here. Maybe, okay, so you're learning how to defend yourself, protect yourself, stand your ground, set some boundaries. I'm seeing against family, and for one of you, this might have something to do with an inheritance. Okay, maybe you've had people in your family take things from you, take your inheritance away from you. I feel like you regret that. Like maybe you feel like you should have stood up against your family a long time ago. I do see here that you have a lot of trauma, or you had, okay? Let's put it past tense where it belongs. You had a lot of trauma from your family. From the people who are supposed to love you, the people who are supposed to be there for you. It looks like these people put a lot of obstacles in your way. Okay, and you had a lot of stuff that you had to overcome, possibly depression, possibly just feeling bad about yourself, feeling bad about, your situation and the people that were around you. I think you had people around you that were, and I'm saying in a past tense situation because this is past tense, okay? It looks like you had a lot of people around you who were mean, who were after you. And I feel like part of you that was suffering from regrets was because of you not taking action to make sure that you stayed stable in your life, okay? Like your financial stability. You didn't stand up against these people sooner. I think that's part of the regret that you're going through, especially when it came to your relationships. Looks like somebody in your family took relationships from you or destroyed relationships. Because of jealousy, control issues. It's not telling me exactly who it is, but you are on your road to happiness here. Yes, you are. you are on the road to victory. You're on your road to victory. Now, it's not just victory in the family dynamics. This is victory when it comes to your finances as well. You're on that road. You do have people around you that have been holding you back here. You were dealing with narcissists, possibly a father figure or a male figure specifically. Somebody that you were supposed to be able to look up to and you weren't able to because that person was always so busy being controlling, and not just controlling but downright mean, narcissistic, selfish, right? You had somebody around you. This is why you were carrying so much trauma, and this journey of you letting go of all this trauma is why you're in that sun energy, because it's like all that stress and all that negative energy and feeling regretful because you didn't stand up for yourself. You didn't know how to stand up for yourself. Made you regret a lot of things, like, man, why didn't I say that? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Right? That kind of stuff. This person, this specific air sign, okay, this is coming out as another Gemini, Aquarius, or a Libra, or somebody who has that in their chart. This can also indicate somebody who is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn as well, that was doing these things to you. Really did a number on you as far as making you feel mentally conflicted, causing you a lot of mental conflict, and possibly even caused a lot of arguments. Okay, so a troublemaker in the family. That's what you were having to deal with there, Gemini. Let's see what's going on now in the present time in your energy. But you're happy now because you are learning to stand up for yourself and set boundaries against these people. Okay, and I do say people because I feel like it's more than one person. It's an older person and a younger person. Tell me more, Spirit. What is going on here for Gemini? Okay. Gemini, you have people watching you. And you know what? I think this came out in your last reading. But this is definitely people in your family that are watching you, that want you to not do something. They want you to let go of your swords. That's what it is. You have set some boundaries with these people, and you have caused a lot of fear now. Okay? These people want you to put your sword down. They want you to stop doing that. They want you to stop doing that. They're like, no, don't. What is wrong with you? Why is Gemini changing? They don't like this energy. Okay? They do not like this energy at all. Darn it. I dropped the card. Okay, hold on. Let me grab this card. Alright. Here it is. Yeah, troublemaker in the family. Look at that. Gemini, you have somebody around you. Okay, we got a couple in your family. There's a good chance that this couple is married. Both of them very cruel, very mean, very bossy. These are people that you have some really bad memories with. They have caused a lot of trauma in your life, possibly as far back as you were a child. These are the people that are in your energy right now. Family members. I'm getting heavy family members energy. They're up to no good. Okay, they're here to block you, to stop you. They're here to watch you. There's a level of some kind of competition. The competition might have something to do with property, a house, a home, family dynamics, money, or an inheritance. Something about family dynamics. You come from a family where you do have people in your family that are just very narcissistic, very toxic people, karmics. If this is not family, I don't know who it is. It's not telling me exactly, but there's people around you. That's for sure. They definitely want to stop this from you. Look, we have the Ace of Hedges coming out and in reverse. So they want to stop any kind of fortune coming from you. They're blocking money coming from you. They're blocking resources from you. They want to make sure that you're not independent. Okay, this is what's going on in the present time. They want to make sure that you are not independent. They want to make sure that you cannot stand up against them. It's like they want to take away tools from you, tools that you would need to be able to stand up. For some reason, there is a lot of fear. I'm feeling a lot of fear from these people. They're afraid because you are standing up for yourself. They're afraid because you're learning, you're evolving, you're changing. You're no longer the same person anymore. You are no longer the same person anymore. Okay, so it looks like these people are planning something here. They're it's a lie. It's a lie. They're planning some kind of lie to spread some kind of lie about you, to cause destruction in your life, to cause a negative effect in your life. This is something that's going on right now in the present time. And it's because they're bitter. They're bitter and they want revenge. They want to interfere in a relationship that you're having. Okay? This could be any relationship, does not necessarily have to be romantic. I know when we say relationship, we automatically think romantic relationship. Oh, they are so worried about you going toward that person. Okay? They are so worried about you leaving something behind and going towards something more peaceful and quiet. You going towards something that is going to be better. This is why they want to spread lies. What's this lie? Tell me more about the lie. That they're afraid of you going towards somebody. Okay, the lie has something to do with the sun in reverse. Oh, that's crazy because the strongest card here is you being in the sun energy, and it has something to do with the sun in reverse. Okay, tell me more about this lie, Spirit. What's going on about this lie? The Fool card. About you taking a chance about something. Okay, about you taking a chance, about you traveling. The lie has something to do with you, something possibly when you were younger, saying that you did something when you were younger, when you were in a very young energy, a very young mindset, trying to say something like that you did something extravagant. This could be like you did illegal substances extravagantly, like you overdid it, like maybe it could just be like you smoked too much, 420 or something, something like that, or saying that you used to be a pothead or something like that. It's something about when you were in your youth, trying to say that you do risky things, but unnecessarily risky things, like you trying to live in the fast lane. Like you were too fast, or you slept around a lot and you were just a real fast and easy person to, that's what I'm getting. And it's like them trying to bring up something from the past to change a current situation. They might even be talking about something that happened in a church. Okay, something that happened in a church. You did something inappropriately in a church. And it's all because they want to get your attention here. They want your attention. They want to drain you of your optimism. These people are desperate. They're desperate. They're extremely desperate. And they're turning to desperate means. Okay, and this is where the lies are coming in. And these people are planning to do these lies. They're planning to say these lies. They're sitting around and like talking about it. Like, okay, if we say this, how would that sound? And if we say that, how's that going to sound? How are people going to interpret what we're saying? They're saying that you refuse to see things clearly, and you struggle a lot to get a lot of attention, especially from the opposite sex. Like you are always doing things to get attention from the opposite sex. Yeah, that's what I got. So something about, okay, so you might be moving toward a new relationship, and that's why they're doing this, and they want you to lower your boundaries. Oh, they want you to lower your boundaries. What is wrong with these people? And yes, look at that. We have that coming out again. Okay. So they want you to lower your boundaries. They don't want you to go toward a new relationship. And they're worried about you receiving a blessing. They're worried about you accepting a blessing. They don't want you to see clearly, and they want to take away like your happiness, because your happiness, something about you being happy and you standing your ground and setting boundaries is really causing these people I want to say a huge amount of fear. Okay, because of you changing, you transformed. You're no longer the same Gemini you used to be, and these people can't stand it, and it's causing them fear. Why? Oh, because they're afraid of what you're capable of doing. Now that you're in your energy of standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, they're afraid of what you are capable of doing. They're afraid of what the future has to bring. They're afraid of you ending something. Okay? They're afraid of what you can do now. Because you're not that little girl or little boy anymore. You understand? You're not that child anymore. They're afraid of, oh my gosh, they're afraid of you setting up, bossing up. This is what they're afraid of. They're afraid of you making things happen. They're afraid of what you are capable of doing. So they're seeing the example of the transformation that you're going through and what you have, where you've been and where you are now. And these people are stuck in this idea of, you should stay where they left you. Like back when you were a kid, you should stay in that energy of being the person who they were picking on and taking advantage of, right? And then you now transforming, healing, setting boundaries. They're afraid of you bossing up and making something happen. You putting it into something and having the power in your hands to put the into something, okay? And that's what it is. They're terrified. You have these people so terrified. And it's crazy because I see you smiling while you're doing this. It's like you finally have gotten your power back. Confirmation from my poopers. King of Cups is coming out in reverse. These people try to portray themselves as being this loving energy, but they're not. Okay? There's a good chance that when you are out in public around these people, whoever they are, aunt, uncle, cousins, whoever they are, they try to make it seem like they're always, doing things for your best interest. When in reality, it's about their best interest. Everything is about their best interest. Okay, they are emotionally manipulative people, right? That's what I'm hearing. When it comes to emotions, they use people's emotions and what people see and how people feel about what they see against them and against you. These are people who will be like I'm getting a vibe like since you were little, they try to train you to like do things that you didn't want to do, like giving them a hug or a kiss, right? Like, oh, well, since you were little, they manipulated you and were like, if you were a good person, when you saw me, you would come and hug me and give me a kiss, I'm your auntie or something like that, using that public form of affection against you, right? Making you feel like when you see them, you have to give them a hug or a kiss, right? And so people around that see that would be like, oh my goodness, they're close. They must be a good person. This child is coming and hugging them, right? And they're still doing this kind of stuff to you. When you're trained since you were little, feeling like you are obligated to do things like that, when you grow up, you just do it without really thinking about it, until you get to a certain age where you start really thinking about things. And usually people go through that like around in their 40s or 50s, normally. Okay, some people go through it earlier, some go through it later, but I think on average, people are usually in their 40s and 50s when they start thinking back about all the trauma in their life and the things they've been through and why do they do the things they do now, right? And one of the things is like that. It's stuff that they made you do that was manipulative, and then you continued on into your teens and early 20s, and now you're just like mad about it. They're still trying to do that because they still think that you're still the same Gemini. The old Gemini is still inside of you somewhere, so they're trying to use this old games, these old manipulation tricks, emotional manipulation, to manipulate you and how people see you and how people see the whole situation. Okay, and it's because of fear. You have these people scared. They don't know. They don't know what to do. It's either run or stay, and that's what I'm hearing. It's either run or stay and fight, and they're choosing to stay and fight. Okay, and be as manipulative as possible. Okay, and it could be because of an inheritance, you receiving part or all of an inheritance. Okay, that's what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you for joining me, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, play the ads. The ad revenue for these videos that have stars are going to go to that blind man's shopping cart because he needs one. And the reason why I'm picking that shopping cart, guys, is because the shopping cart that I chose can hold up to 200 pounds. And when he comes out, groceries are pretty heavy. He's not going to be using this shopping cart for light things. He's going to be using this shopping cart for some really heavy stuff, like canned goods and liquids. And I picked it up, and that thing was at least 100 pounds, if not more. And I'll be honest with you, I hurt myself picking that up. And my poopers are 80 pounds, and I picked them up. And his canned goods were a lot more heavier than my dog's. Okay, and they're 80 pounds, and I picked them up. So yeah, so I'm guessing could have been more than 100 pounds. Yeah. So he needs something that can carry quite a bit of weight. The last thing I want him to do is be depending on this basket, and then be trying to get home, and one of the wheels come off, and here he is partially blind, and then people come and take advantage of him. I don't know if y'all remember my vision about the blind man. If you do, you know what I'm talking about. And this is why I am specifically trying to find people who are sight impaired or blind who need help, and this way I could try to figure out what they need before things get really bad, so at least they could have a fighting chance. Okay, that's how I see it. Anyways, guys, catch me in the next one. Don't forget to comment, it helps. Watch the ads. The ad revenue is going toward the basket. Again, I would like to say a big thank you to Ashley for her $10 donation. It was a big boost in this and a big help. And catch me in the next one, guys. Bye bye.